Now, that leads me into our next segment here. We have two different clips with Karine Jean-Pierre honestly getting hounded both by the, mainstream media of the left, MSNBC, I believe, and then also of the right, Fox News with Jackie Henrich, saying, look, you said the border's secure, and they're following up on that idea. Watch how she answers this. Watch how she gets stunned. Watch how she freaking manipulates everything constantly here, answering questions from the press.
And I want to ask you, on the topic of immigration, the Vice President said to my colleague Chuck Todd over the weekend, the border is secure. She also caveated that to say we also have a broken immigration system and talked about the need to fix that. But does the White House stand by those comments that the border is secure?
What we stand by is that we are doing everything that we can to make sure that that we follow the process that's been put forth. That's why we have historic funding to do just that, to make sure that to make sure that the folks that we encounter at the border be removed or expelled. And again, the facts are more individuals encountered at the border will be removed or expelled this year than in any previous year. But that's the work that we have been doing.
Is the border secure?
I'm just going to refer back to the Vice President. We agree with her. She is saying that there's a lot of work to do, right? She also said that in that very statement. We agree that the border is secure, but there is still more work to be done.
I guess the question becomes how you can make that argument when all DHS has said it's bracing for these potentially 2 million migrants to come, which would be a record in the coming months.
We'll say this: rebuilding the immigration system, especially one that was decimated under the previous administration, won't happen overnight. We're not going to flip a switch and get that done. That's what I said at the beginning. We know that there's work to be done, but we're doing.
How do you make that argument? I hope for the love of God somebody follows up with this. Phil, if you're watching this, can we please, for the love of God, somebody in that room follow up with the asinine statement of blaming the immigration system on Trump? Somebody get a clear answer here of, you didn't have 2 million plus people cross the border under the Trump administration. So how was it a disastrous, a debacle, whatever you want to call it under Trump administration, but you have literally more people that have crossed the border than any U.S. president in American history has ever seen, and it's not a debacle. It's not a broken system. You didn't cause any of this to happen. Can we just keep, I just want just a trustworthy reporter to just please ask him follow up on this.
Doing the work to make sure that that we remove and expel folks who are coming here, who are being encountered at the border. So, but as the actions of listed out show, as I've listed out show, we're committed to getting it done and getting it done right. We need to do it in a humane way. We need to do it in a safe way. And as we have repeatedly said, a long-term solution can only come from a comprehensive legislation that brings lasting reform to a fundamentally broken system. We understand that, and that's why we continue to call on Congress to also act. So we get it. It's a fundamental long-term issue. It is a broken system, but we are also doing the work. And I have to say, the work that what we're seeing Republicans doing. Elected officials using migrants as a pawn is not the way to move forward on this. That's not how we're going to get this done. If they want to help us, then they should help us by voting for funding that will get the Department of Homeland Security funding that they need to fix the system, or by helping pass a comprehensive immigration reform bill. So just one more thing I want to say. According to NPR, the migrants said a woman they identify as a Perla approached them and lured them into boarding the plane, saying they would be flown to Boston where they could get expedited work papers. The migrant said she, Perla, offered us help that never arrived. That's not how you treat people. That is inhumane. That's not how we should be doing things. There is a process in place. Yes, is there more work to be done? Yes, absolutely. But there is a process in place, and that's what we should be. That's what these governors should be doing.
I love how she's going to call Republicans like Governor Ron DeSantis or Greg Abbott of Texas busing migrants all over to blue states, political pawns. What was it called when Joe Biden was putting them up in hotels, busing them to different areas within the interior of the country, also flying them under the dark of the night? What was that called, folks? Oh, we weren't using them as political pawns then. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah. It's only when Republicans do it. I also love the whole aspect of her just fumbling through her words at the way beginning, trying to figure out what to say. You can't make an argument for the debacle that they created, but they're trying to spin it on Trump. They're trying to spin it on Ron DeSantis, Governor Greg Abbott, Bowser. Like, all these people, they're trying to throw it on when they're the ones that create it. But, when the hell is some reporter going to follow up going, how is it that you're saying it was a disaster then? What is it called now then? What is it called now? I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.